Hello and welcome guys to my Wedge family. It's your girl Precious.
And it's your boy Rogers.
Yes guys, as you saw into today's title, we are going to be talking about the challenges that we first as an international couple or a mixed couple. You know, most of you guys, when you see us happy here, you're always typing lovely couple, amazing couple. You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
But truthfully speaking, life happens sometimes.
Yeah.
We face a lot of challenges, you know, so we are just people who are positive. We want to spread the positivity. That doesn't mean that we also don't face challenges in our marriage.
We also go through a lot of challenges.
We also go through a lot of challenges. So we are going to share with you just a few of them, some of the challenges that we first as a mixed couple also. And I'm sure it's going to help someone.
Yeah.
You can relate some of them. Some of you are going to learn since you're about to enter marriage. I know there are people who are about to enter marriage, or those in marriage, you can also relate.
Yeah, and guys, if you're new here, just make sure you subscribe to this channel, join our family, like this video, and leave a comment.
Yes. So guys, the first challenge that we faced when we first got together was, you know, coming together and removing the selfishness in you is very hard. By the way, you know, when I was single, it used to be me. When he was also single, it used to be him. So coming together and removing that selfishness was so hard in the beginning. You always say it's me, but in marriage you realize no, it doesn't work. Nothing becomes you only alone. You have to also consider your other party.
Yeah, in fact, it was a big challenge. I used to see this is my money. Every money you get is my money. Now to get the realization that is now our money. It has been a very big challenge.
It's a very big challenge, by the way. Mostly ladies, especially me, I know there are others there, that we believe that their husband's money is ours, but my money is my money.
Yeah.
You see, so
and the other thing is not to get used to. You know, I used to put on my clothes alone, but sometimes you see your t-shirt is moving, and you see someone, it is moving on someone whose body. You can't put on their blouse, their dresses. So you see your shirt is moving, your t-shirt is moving,
but you can't do the opposite.
You can't do the opposite. So all of those are challenges, but you get used slowly but sure.
You have to remove all the selfishness and know that I'm no longer alone. I am now with someone. So that was one of our challenges. And actually the other thing is staying with someone you never grew up with. Guys, it's so hard. Especially me and my husband. We are from different countries, different everything. He grew up from a different family, raised differently. I was raised differently. So coming up together, you know, having that common ground to understand that I never grew up with this person. We are from different backgrounds. It was so hard.
It was hard.
You feel like, why can't he know this? Why can't she know this? You know, but we grew up differently. So it was that was one of our challenges as well, that we faced when we first came together. But we navigated it through. We realized that, you know what, we grew up differently. We have to accept it and we move on.
And guys, the other challenge that we faced mostly when we first got married, my wife came with another mindset. You know, she studied and she had this degree. You know,
not just a degree, degrees.
Degrees,
I'm
okay.
Leonard, guys.
She came with all these degrees. So the mindset was that when she gets to Uganda, we have to get a job for her. So for me, my mindset has always been business. So I've always wanted to do business, and I've been doing business. So I wanted her also to do business. But now to shift that mind to explain to her how good it is to do business and the other side. So it wasn't easy really to catch up with all of that.
Yeah, that was one of the fights we used to have. Of course, I used to do business on campus, but when I entered marriage, that mindset changed. My mindset was like, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to work. I'm going to work for my family, I'm going to do this. So we used to fight a lot. Me, I'm going to look for a job, you can't stop me. Him is saying, my wife, let's sit down, let's let's look for a business we can do.
Yeah.
Freedom. Even when you have kids, we can have more time with them. How can you be going out, you come back at night every time like that? It was so hard. That was one of the challenges until we came on a common ground. We agreed, we sat down, and we moved on. Yes, guys, the other challenge that we also faced as a mixed couple is accent problems. By the way, if you haven't watched our video, accent challenge between Uganda and Zimbabwe, go and check it out.
Yeah, in fact, we have 2 videos on that.
We have 2 videos on that, so go check it out. You understand what I'm talking about. It was so hard to be understood as a Zimbabwean. By the way, the first 2 weeks I got in Uganda, I'm trying to talk to someone, they're like, what are you saying? What do you mean? What do you want? And I'm like, can they hear? You see, so my accent was so different from the Ugandan accent, the way they pronounce words and the way I do. It was so difficult. I'm like, how am I going now to fit in? But as time is going on now, I see a lot of people are saying in the comment section, Precious, your accent is going, you are now becoming a Ugandan. By the way, you have to. I have to speak like them, or else I'll always be corrected, I'll always be misheard. So that's one of the challenges.
But it is still a bit of challenge, because even as we are about to shoot this video, she said, darling, should we put on black? Black. I said, okay, you put on black, me I will put on white. That's why she has put on black and not black.
You see, that's the problem. I was saying I'll put on black. You say it's black. So that's another accent problem already, but we are getting there.
Yeah, we are getting there.
We can understand each other now, but maybe to other people, it's so hard for people to understand me sometimes.
Yeah, but they will understand
but
with the time.
I'm getting there. That's one of the challenges I've been facing.
Yeah, let's talk about also language barrier. You know, I'm sure still now, her relatives, mostly the mother-in-law, whenever we visit a village, it is me to interpret. I remember this last time when we went to village. I remember I left them in the car together with her mother-in-law, my mother, and her. I don't know even right now, no one tells me what kind of conversation was there.
There's no conversation, so there's nothing to explain.
I'm sure they were both smiling at each other. I'm sure using sign language. Because they were there for almost 30 minutes. I don't know, what were you doing there?
We're just quiet, you know.
Because I'm the interpreter, and I believe that's one, whenever we are going to village, you say, now tell me some few words, you know, to say here and there,
but
greetings and so on. Yeah, of course she's getting there.
The first days, guys, whenever I could think of going to village, I would feel anxiety.
Yeah.
Stress. That, oh my God, we are going to be there 2 days. How am I going to be communicating? How am I going to be talking to Mama?
Yeah.
It used to bother me, by the way, a lot. More than you even knew. It used to pain me whenever I want to go to village. I'm like, oh my God, now the struggle has started. But now as I'm, you know, moving, as we are now over 1 year in marriage, you know, you get used. I'm also trying to learn Luganda. There are some words I know how to speak. So it's now no longer a challenge. By the way, I get so excited when I'm visiting village. I talk where I can, he interprets, we are very okay. But in the beginning, it was so hard. It was one of our biggest challenges. Then also, guys, the other challenge we faced as a mixed couple is culture differences.
Yeah.
The truth is, it's not easy to just adapt to someone's culture just like that.
It's not.
Because my husband is a Ugandan, I'm a Zimbabwe. There are things we do in Zimbabwe, there are things they do in Uganda. Yeah. There are things that in Zimbabwe we consider okay, but in Uganda they are not even okay.
Yeah.
You see, there are things in Zimbabwe we also consider not okay, but in Uganda they are very okay. So adapting to culture in Zimbabwe, in Uganda was so hard.
In fact, I remember the first time she wanted so much to eat these chicken legs.
That one is still a problem.
You know, whenever we go to buy chicken, she feels pain. Now these Ugandans, they are throwing chicken legs away. Now the heads are thrown away. I said, my friend, keep quiet, police will come. I used to scare her that police, if they see you with the chicken legs or head, police will come to ask you, why are you doing this? But at least now it's getting better, because imagine, I even tried chicken legs.
Check out the video, guys.
Check out the video when I was trying chicken legs.
I forced him to try it, and he said you never.
There are so much culture differences. In fact, we did also a video on culture differences. If you haven't watched it yet, go and look for it and watch it. Guys, the other challenge we faced is the sleeping time. You know, for me, I used to sleep a bit early and wake up early. You know, most of the times when you sleep late, you wake up also late.
You wake up late.
So my partner here, for her, she's a late person. She sleeps so late and she can wake up still so late.
Yes,
so I found it a very big challenge, because she forced me to sleep so late and wake up so late.
I didn't force you anything. Guys, that was in the beginning. I was just coming from university, by the way. In university, you can spend the whole night reading. You sleep at 5 a.m., you sleep at 4 a.m. That was my schedule. So just shifting from that to sleeping early, it was so. There are habits that you can't just change overnight.
Yes.
That's the truth. So when I came in marriage, that was still in me. I used to hear him saying, I'm about to sleep. I look at the time and it's 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. I'm like, eh? Because me, when I sleep at 10, at 2 a.m. I'll be awake. The sleep is gone. So I wasn't used to sleeping so early. So it was one of our challenges that I sleep late, I also wake up late. And for him, the good, if you want to be productive, by the way, he is the one who taught me that you need to sleep early, such that you wake up early. You do your things early in the morning when you are starting your day, not waking up at 12 p.m. You want to start doing things. The day is already ruined. So it was one of the biggest challenges. And guys, the last challenge that I'll talk about is crossing the road. Now I am a guru. I can't say I'm a guru, I'm getting there. Guys, in Uganda, you can't just cross the road just like that. It was one of my biggest challenges, because there are a lot of borders. By the way, I heard someone asking, what is a border? Borders are motorcycles.
They are motorcycles.
They are motorcycles. I'm sure I'll attach a picture of us on border. You understand? They are everywhere.
In fact, one of the difficult things when crossing roads in Uganda is you can say that now the cars have stopped, or I will cross here. Then where you're going, there is a border on the other end that you didn't see. It will hit you. So you have to calculate that, okay, there is a car, and maybe you imagine there is a border as well. Because if you don't, one of them will hit you.
By the way, one of the things that you need to be so sober in living in Uganda is when you're crossing the road, you have to be so sober. There is no touching your phone, there is no nothing. You have to be so observant, because there are a lot of cars, there are a lot of borders, because that's the fastest mode of transport. So they are everywhere. So crossing the road was so hard. But I learned it, by the way, when my husband left me in Uganda for a month, when he went to Zambia. So I remained here alone. I told myself, you know what? The whole month you have to learn how to cross. I learned it the hard way, guys. Now I'm getting there. So guys, these are the challenges we had for you. I'm sure now you see that despite the smiling, despite the positivity we share, also we face some challenges. That's why people always say, it's you who choose what do you want to show people. For us, we choose positivity. Us is positivity, positive vibes all the way. So these are some of the challenges we faced as a mixed couple. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe, guys, if you're new here. Don't forget to like the video, comment below, just drop your comment. If you don't have anything to comment, just say hello, hi.
I love you guys.
We'll be able to reply to you. See you in our next video. We love you. Mwah.